Hello, my fellow and future gamers. This is X from the Bubbles Gaming Channel, and welcome to episode 5. I got a little caught up in the last week. I was playing on my online characters, got a couple really good groups, and made some pretty serious progress. But I'm back here with my local play. Got my level 7 Squire here, and we're going to get into the Magus quarters. The other night, couldn't get online. I wasn't really in the mood to make a video, so I did play some local. I did level up a series EV, so you'll see her in my hero info or when I go to swap heroes, but I'm not going to use her in this playthrough. I was just kind of leveling her up, so I might have her later for some other videos if I want to get to them. I also plan on doing a couple of videos here of some of my higher level characters. I'm not going to put them in this playlist, but just to show a couple of my builds for some of the bigger things. And that's about it for right now. One last thing. So I did contact the guys who are putting out Wild Star. I pre-ordered that, and this weekend is going to be one of the beta weekends that you get with the pre-order. So I've contacted them to see what they think about as far as recording or streaming. So I may be doing a couple of videos on Wild Star this weekend. Pretty excited for that to come out. Without any other interruptions, we're going to get to the Magus quarters. We're going to play on easy, and we're going to go to hardcore, and we'll get started. Sometimes I forget how slow these characters are. So the first things that I'm going to do is, with the Squire, I'm going to set up a couple of bouncer blockades. They work really well here. I think I mentioned it in one of the first videos that I did, maybe the last video with the new showcase of the towers. Maybe it was the video before that. I don't know. But the bouncer blockades work really well here. They will hopefully push some of the guys off into the lava, so then I won't even have to worry about killing them later on, which is pretty good. The other thing that is interesting about this stage is, once again, a little bit of a spoiler, but we will be facing another ogre, and we also get our first look at the wyverns in this playthrough. We're on this stage. So I don't think they come until wave 4 when you're playing on easy. So we should have some time to set our stuff up. So I've got my 3 bouncer blockades set up. Swap over to my monk, and we'll get a couple of our ensnare wars down. And we will be leveling the Squire first, so we'll swap back. G up. Those bouncer blockades are doing a really good job right now. Alright, first wave is complete. So I'm going to focus on the Squire first. And put down some harpoon turrets. So with the harpoon turrets, these guys are going to help in two ways. One, I want them to be able to attack guys that don't get taken out right away from the bouncer blockades. And I also want them to be pointed out towards here. So looking at the map, where those orcs are coming from, the bottom left and the bottom right, that is also where the wyverns are going to end up coming from as well. So they will fly. They don't follow a path. They just fly straight from that door right in front of me, right at the crystal. So you want to be able to shoot them on their way in. So I'll go ahead and drop down a harpoon turret here, just enough to cover the bouncer blockade, but more focused on out and over the lava there so that I can hit those wyverns on their way in. Now, there are no wyverns on this wave, so that's good. Give me a little bit more time to get my defenses. And almost upgraded. Didn't want to do that yet, so I do want to repair though. Just enough, once again, to cover the bouncer blockade and out over the opening. So these side ones will not see the ogre. The ogre comes out of the very bottom and goes for the bottom, for the base one. So I'm going to set up my harpoon turrets a little bit differently down here so that they can... I'm only going to set up one, and I'm going to make sure that this gets good coverage, because that ogre can stand back and attack the bouncer blockade. He can be outside of the bouncer blockade's reach and hit it. So I want that harpoon turret to cover nice and deep like. So now that I got those down, I'm going to go pick up the mana, swap over to the monk, and finish placing down the auras. I don't think I'll have enough to build them all, but I'll get started. Looks like I'll have enough to get one ensnare aura, my last ensnare aura, and one electric aura down. So I am going to utilize the apprentice in this one. The apprentice towers are faster than the harpoon turrets, so I'm going to put a couple of those to help protect my crystal from those wyverns. They really are the biggest pain at lower levels. In the first couple of waves, there's only one, maybe two of them, so it doesn't seem that difficult. But when they start coming in, I think groups of 5 or maybe 6, and it's a little more difficult for the harpoons to keep up. So we'll G up. So watching my own video for the last one, where I did a lot of cutting and pasting and pausing, I didn't really like it. Didn't seem like it flowed very well, so I'm going to just kind of stick to a slightly longer video, but I think it'll be a little better for consistency. upgrade the harpoons first. I should get enough mana from this wave to upgrade the 2 side ones, and then still be able to build the rest of my towers. So I need at least 100 more mana to build those 2 ensnare auras. Looks like I'll be fine. Alright, so there you go. It gives us the warning, beware of the wyverns. And we do need to beware of them. Leave those side ones. So, in my... whichever character I'm leveling, that's the one that I always open the chest for, as we talked about, I think, in the second video. The drops are associated with the character that is, or characters that are in play. I always try to make sure that I have enough mana to take all 40 mana from each of those ones on the bridge, because a lot of times they will fall into the lava if you don't. So now I don't have a problem opening these ones because they'll just sit down in the corner. So it looks like I'll have enough to do the 2 ensnare auras. And I can upgrade my 3rd. I'm going to put down 2 magic missile towers. I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I did have a couple of playtest characters in my online that I was using, keeping at the same level as these guys, playing through the stages, making sure that my builds worked before I showed you the builds. I did decide to stop doing that, however. I would like to have the same opportunity at success and failure trying these things again, as you guys do. So I'm going to, I did delete those playtest characters, and I'm going to just play. And we'll see how the builds actually work out. So I'm going to set up these magic missile towers right here to shoot outwards. Hopefully take out those wyverns on their way in. And then I will also have those harpoons there to assist in that as well. So I am going to end up putting another magic missile tower, 2, 1 on each side that are facing the crystal. I don't have enough mana for that now. That way, if the wyverns do make it through these defenses, then they'll just go straight for the crystal. They'll be flying around it, attacking it, and I'll have the 2 magic missiles. So as you can see down in the bottom left and bottom right, I've got 2 wyverns coming from each side. There should be 1 in each split on this one. So we'll G up and just kind of keep an eye out for them. So there they go. Or here they come. There's 1, and there's the other one. So this wave really won't be difficult. They're going to get there. And the harpoons will get them. Good. Here's the second set. So we'll let those ones come at us. And that should be it for the wyverns on this stage, which is good. So, upgrade this harpoon, and then I'll start going back around. Next ones I'm going to do are those magic missile towers. Normally I do the auras first. They're doing their job. They're keeping up. And I have much more of a problem with the wyverns on this stage than any of the other guys. so I'm going to make sure that I'm well defended against them. So one of the things you do have to think about when you're playing these stages is mana. So there is a limit to the amount of mana that can be on the stage at any point in time, and it also will disappear after a certain amount of time. So if you don't pick it up and more mana drops, I want to say it's 80 different gems that can be on the stage at any point in time. The number's coming to mind for some reason, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you have 80 gems down, as new ones come up, then they will make old ones disappear, which can be a huge pain, especially if you've got green ones on the field that are worth 10, and then a blue one drops, then now you've only got one, and it makes the 10 disappear. So you really do. It's a big reason why I like to do the hybrid build, so that you're always capable of running out, and you've got that survivability to pick up the mana, so you can come back and build and upgrade with each one of your characters. So we'll go over to the monk. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try this out, see how this works. So I'm going to drop a ensnare aura and an electric aura right here, and that'll just get those wyverns even more while they're coming in. Hopefully I'll get enough mana over here. Beautiful. Swap back to the squire. Open up these chests. Then I'll go over to the apprentice and drop down those 2 towers that I was talking about. The last 2 waves here, you will get quite a bit of mana, which is good. Makes upgrading your stuff pretty easy. So these last 2 stages, I'll just be running around doing a bunch of upgrading once I get these towers down. Alright, so I have 14 defensive units left. I should actually be able to build 4, so that. This will just help. So one, these magic missile towers can reach each other, so they'll be protecting each other. So if the wyverns do decide to go after the tower instead of the crystal, which I kind of hope that they do, then they'll still be able to protect each other. I have 8 left, so I can either drop down 2 more or another harpoon turret. I'm going to drop down some more magic missile towers, and we'll see what happens. I should be able to help in the fight against the the ogre on the last stage, or the last wave, correction. Two defensive units left. The only thing I can do with two with my current characters would be two magic blockades. Not really in the mood for that. So we'll G up. So now, got one wyvern coming. So this is going to be good. We'll see what happens here. He's fire resistant, so the electric water should start to hit him. Slowed him down. Give my harpoon more than enough time to take him out. That's good. So now we've got 3 of them coming at the same time. More than enough firepower. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to focus my attention up here. Because I know that this is where the ogre is going to come from. I want to make sure that he is... And you'll see there that I got hit in the middle of my upgrade, so that cancels the upgrade. Oh, we've got plenty of mobs coming this time. Just not really a good reason. I shouldn't be able to get all my auras upgraded. Pick up this mana quick before it starts to disappear. Oh, and as I mentioned, there is a time limit on it as well. I think it's about a minute that you have to pick up the mana before it just starts disappearing. The upgrading, if you have the mana, is also much preferred to repairing. Repairing takes longer. It doesn't take nearly as much mana, but it's a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. Should have enough to upgrade both of these blockade towers as well. Correction, the bouncer blockades. We are looking good. Oh goodness. Looks like I'm only going to gain 1 level on this play. Let's see, so my next will be the bowling ball turret. It comes at level 11, so I got to ways before I have access to that. I have almost everything upgraded by the end of this round, and then during the next wave, I'll be able to finish out the upgrades on my auras up here. The defensive stack there for the Wyverns is working pretty well. Magic missile towers do enough to take them out, and it'll a lot faster than the. So you can see the harpoon turret attack rate about every 2 seconds. The magic missile tower is about every 3/4 of a second, so much faster. Damage of 98 versus an attack damage of 500, so big difference there. So we're going to G up. We'll go get into the fray. So I'll continue with the upgrading, but as soon as that ogre arrives, I'll head over there so that I can help out. Might just stand back and see if the towers themselves can do it. Just kind of step in if I think I need to. We got one level up. Ogre should be coming soon here. And there he is. So you see he comes from down there. Go make sure that everything is wrapped on his way up. Not sure what he was shooting at there, but so this level will give me 180 mana. The next level will give me 200, and that'll allow me to upgrade everything twice. So looks like the towers are doing pretty well. Dragon's up there helping them out. Beautiful. More than adequate. Kind of a useless repair there, but makes you feel better. Nothing green. Oh, did get level up, and we did level up twice. Nice. So once again, trying to keep everything together. So we'll go to +2. Level 9. Beautiful. So we did not get our next hero ability. Maybe we did. That was not what I wanted. So Blood Rage comes at level 20. So we got a while for that. So no new defenses and no new abilities. That should be the same for all the classes. So that's how I'm going to build this one. I'll do the same thing for all of the other playthroughs, my other 3 with the other 3 guys, and I'll come back if anything else changes. I don't think anything will, so with that, this has been X with the Bubbles Gaming Channel. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Like it and subscribe. Thank you much.